Okay, so we are back with Ammertime podcast, episode 3. We said that we're going to do one more, and we are. So here we go. We're going to talk about a little bit about the Kingdom of Equitaine.
Yep.
So hashtag Bretonnia.
Hashtag Bretonnia.
And Kristoffer here is a die-hard Bretonnian player. We
Yep.
actually played. The first time I played you was at a tournament with your Bretonians.
Yeah.
And you killed my Star Dragon and turn 2 with a heroic killing
Good
blow.
old heroic killing blow trap.
Oh
Oh my god, you got a charge on my lord, I'm so sorry, he's probably gonna die now.
Yeah,
And it's like, off with its head.
This was my first 8th edition tournament,
Wow.
and I'd
I'm sorry.
I'd never even heard of heroic killing blow, and it's like, you're charging my dragon? Okay, of course you can. And then you did I think you rolled 2 6s to wound, and I just
Fell over dead.
yeah, and that was a draw. I think I pulled it back.
Yeah, you did.
I remember there being a comet that went down on turn 6 and killed half of your army.
Yeah, that's kind of the theme about those comets. Yeah. Comets win games. That was kind of like my mantra in Age.
Okay, so Kristoffer, tell us about Kingdom of Equitaine.
Well, first off, there's already been actually a lot of analysis on that book, both conducted by Once Bitten and the Sustainable Center. Both have made YouTube commentaries about it together and separately, I think. So there's actually, there's not that many people playing the army, but there's a lot of people talking about it.
Is that on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yeah, on Once Bitten's channel, Once Bitten 360. If you could put that into YouTube, he's going to come up as the first thing. But no, they talked about all the entities. I think they did a solid job on analyzing the different choices. I think they were more enthusiastic about some of the choices than I am.
So we're probably not going to go through all the choices.
No,
if you want to hear the analysis, you can go and find it on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think what we're going to do is just highlight some of the things you like, maybe some of the combos that you've come up with, or you can highlight for us some good stuff, some bad stuff.
Right. So one thing I've noticed, and this goes generally with the Ninth Age book, is that both for the Dread Elves, also a little bit for the Skaven, but for the Kingdom of Equitaine, and also for the Undying Dynasties in part, it seems to me that if you get some of the very powerful units, you tend to want to make them Death Stars, because a lot of them have special rules, which means that they combo really well with characters. That means that for the Kingdom of Equitaine, for instance, when you take the Grail Knights, or the Knights of the Grail, you have the option of putting in another character which has a virtue which adds 1 static to their ward save, bringing them to a static 4+ ward save.
Okay.
And you can
just to stop you there. This has a name, right?
Yeah, I've dubbed it the God Boss.
And you have a thread on the.
I have a thread on the Knights of Equitaine forum under the army list building, and
I see. I commented on this once, and now I get all the notifications.
You can. It took me a long time to figure out, but it's actually possible to unsubscribe from a thread on the Ninth Age forum.
Okay, I'll be doing that.
Yeah, you have to go to the thread, and then there's someplace there's a little thing called subscription. It's like a bookmark, shaped like a bookmark, and you press that, and then you can unsubscribe from this. Because I asked a question in the quick rules question there, and that's it was constantly going off, and so yeah. But you can unsubscribe.
So what is in the God Bus and why is it good?
The God Bus is what you do is you bring all of your characters into a big unit of Grail Knights, and you take.
How many?
You take 12. You go all out, and you give them the Strider standard, which makes them immune to dangerous terrain, so you won't be losing anything to that. It's just nice to have, and also means that you can be steadfast in forests and all the things that Bretonians normally hate. You just buy that one for the 40 points, and it's done with. So you then you take a Lord, and you kit him out with a 1+ save and a 4+ regen save, and yes, the Dragon Helm, and then the
so 2+
regen
against fire, 4+ against everything else.
Yeah, 4+ regen against everything else, and then he has a 1-up save. He also has the Holy Sword, which gives him reroll to wound and holy attacks, and then you give him the virtue of purity, which gives him a static armor piercing of 1 and lightning attacks. In addition, if he's finding everything that is basically not infantry or swarms, if you roll a natural 6 to wound, his attacks instead gain armor piercing 6 and multiple wounds ordnance.
What?
and so this guy, he's coming in with the 4 attacks.
And he's rerolling to wound.
And he's rerolling to wound. And obviously with the spells that you're going to take, you're probably going to take the Law of Life. Law of Light.
Okay, wait. So just to clarify, what's his weapon skill?
His weapon skill is 6.
Weapon skill 6.
Yeah.
Strength
4. Base.
Strength 4. So he's running into a Star Dragon and he's wounding on 6s. and if he rolls a 6, then you take it off.
Well, it does ordnance
D3
D3 plus 2
and
against
it's
that.
lightning attacks.
And it's also lightning
so
attacks.
that's another D6 strength 4.
Yes.
And you're rerolling to wound.
And I'm reeling to wound, and it's holy attacks.
And it's holy attacks. So if I'm not a Star Dragon and I have a ward save, then you're rerolling my ward save as well.
Yes.
If I'm on a Griffin, I'm dead.
Yeah, absolutely. and so he will kill basically any things that the Grail Knights won't kill. Because the thing about the Grail Knights is that now they have the monstrous support as well as the monstrous ranks from the Lance formation, which means that they can attack with the full amount of attacks from supporting ranks, unlike regular Knights, which means that they will do supporting attacks with their 2 attacks.
How many ranks do you get?
Well, it depends on what kind of formation you go into. If you go 3 wide, you do a lot of you do very high strength impact hits, because the Bretonnian Knight formations now also do impact hits on the charge.
Sure,
and,
why not?
and my mage, I put her, but that was for fluff reasons. I put her on a unicorn, and then I put her into the unit, so she took up 2 spaces.
But that's magic resistance on the unit.
And that's also magic resistance 2 on the unit. Right then and there.
So you get +1 ward save. So it's a 4+, and then you get...
Yeah, and that's on the BSB. The BSB has a 1 up rerollable, and +2 is ward save, to the unit's ward save, which is also why the Lord himself has regen, because the +1 to ward save doesn't stack with the other characters. But the level 4 mage is hidden in the unit, BSB is in front.
So the level 4s gets a 4+ ward save against magic?
Yeah, because she has the blessing, so it depends on the strength of the magic. But she gives the unit.
But she has magic resistance too.
Yes.
So she gets +1 ward save as well.
As she gets.
Or is it not characters?
It's not characters, but she does have the magic resistance. So a static 6+ ward save against strength 5 or better. It's 5+. Add in the magic resistance, so they're pretty.
The unit get a 2+ ward save against magic.
Yes.
Also,
she, in her little pocket, she's carrying what is called, it's a talisman. It's called the Talisman of Derision, I think.
Can I try and pronounce it for you? Talisman of Derision. I'm not sure. It means like talisman of not getting hit.
Yes, and what it does is that you can't stand and shoot against the unit when it's charged by a character or his unit. It doesn't say her, but you know.
So those dwarf iron drakes.
Yeah,
that's standing there.
So that's another benefit of it. You can't stand and shoot against it. Also, the bearer and his unit gain +1 to their ward saves against any non-magical attacks, shooting attacks.
What?
Does this stack?
This is 15 points.
And this is 15 points.
+1 ward save
against non-magical missile attacks. So mundane shooting.
So you get a 3+ against
mundane
shooting. So cannons, bolt throwers,
all of that kind of stuff. 3+ ward save.
This is insane.
It's called the God Boss for a reason.
And that's 15 points.
And it's 15 points. I mean I did the math and I can't really I mean.
Wait, is this it?
What, sorry?
Is this it? Is there anything else in the God Bus?
Well, there's the 12 Grail Knights, the BSB, the Lord on a horse, and then there's the
Wizard on the Unicorn.
Yeah, the Wizard on the Unicorn. The Wizard on the Unicorn has the Talisman of Derision and an extra spell, and she takes the Law of Light, because with monstrous support, what you do is you charge something in the lance formation, you try to get off either weapon skill 10, initiative 10, because that helps the Lord out quite a lot, also the unit. You try to obviously get time warp off for the extra attack, because that means that
all models get to
there you go, right, and it stacks and also +1 to hit, which is nice for the Lord, whose only vulnerability is that he may fluff his attacks. But against monsters he will obviously be hitting on 3+. So and then once you did your thunderous charge with 3 impact hits at strength 9 or 10, I think they're actually going to be at. You form wide, you go into horde formation, and then the Grail Knights actually just start blending stuff.
Grail Knights is strength 4.
Strength 4 base.
They get +1 to wound.
Yes.
Against infantry.
They have the heavy hand weapons, which is +1 to wound against.
Why? Why do they get all this extra stuff?
And that's what that's
bad before.
That's what I mean. I mean the Grail Knights are 40 points apiece, so they're basically.
How many points is the God Bus?
It's all of the points.
All the points. So okay, you have your God Bus. So the Lord, you have your 12 Knights, your Lord, your BSB, and your Wizard on a Unicorn.
Yeah.
What else do you have in your army?
Well, then you have your core, which is basically irrelevant. No, it's another bus of Kingdom Knights, and then 2 small units of what used to be Knights Errant. I think now they're Knights Aspirant, and you also have 3 Pegasus Knights.
They're frenzied, right?
No, they're impetus, so they don't have to take leadership test to charge, but they have Force, Pursue, and Overrun.
Okay. And the Pegasus Knights?
Pegasus Knights are really good now, but in the version that I take them in, they're unchanged.
Okay. So same as before, 3?
Yeah, just 3 of them. I use them to counter chaff, basically.
Trebuchets?
None of those. You're not leaving anything behind. You have that one god boss.
God boss, push it forward.
Yeah. So, but the thing about that unit is it has a 2+ armor save, 2+ ward save against spell effects because magic resistance got a buff now. So any
3+ against shooting.
3+ against mundane shooting. And the Lord is on a horse, obviously, so he's got to look out. So he's not vulnerable to cannons and whatnot. It's going to be really difficult for people to counter it, I think. Okay. But as I found out when playing Lasse, bringing 40 Beastigores with great weapons will actually take care of it when you dual charge the Beastigores along with 50 Gores to provide the ranks. Because obviously I'm directing all of my attacks at the Beastigores because the normal Gores do nothing. So what basically happened was he dual charged me. Now, mind you, that he dual charged me. I was in horde formation.
How did you manage to get charged?
He had so much chaff. It was unbelievable. There was
so he chaffed you up, and he got himself into a position where he could double charge.
Yes, and with because of the Beastman book, they have so much speed, and it's difficult to stop all the magic totems and whatnot. So he also played very well, but he got the charge off on me, the dual charge, 50 Gores, 40 Beastigores to the front,
in the face,
and I was in horde formation, and the Grail Knights and the God Boss basically killed the entire unit of Gores, the entire unit of Longhorns or Beastigores.
They're great weapons, heavy armor.
They're great weapons, and I even forgot I had the heavy hand weapon rule, so that was even without that. And my Lord also has the potion of strength, so he kind of like
as well.
Yeah, he has as well because he had 20 points over.
Yeah,
and he's not good against infantry. The potion of strength, he's strength 6, 1 round of combat. That's usually all you really need because charging infantry they won't stand very long. No, it was unbelievable. In the end, he killed the Grail Knights to a man and broke the units with the 50 Gores with the static bonus, but he lost his unit in the process.
That was probably more down to magic, that you think, than anything else?
It was down to, the Beastmen are really tough at close combat. They reroll all their to-hit rolls and with great weapons, and I rolled abysmally. I couldn't save the Grail Knights to save that, even with the 4+ ward save.
So the God Boss, it is beatable?
It is beatable. But you have to bring holy attacks. If you don't bring holy attacks, there's no way you're killing it.
Did he have any holy attacks?
He did not have holy attacks.
Wow, and he still killed it.
And he killed it.
Did you roll badly then?
I rolled really badly. Yeah, okay. I really didn't save anything with the Grail Knights.
Is that your only game with the God Boss?
That is because it's not fun to play against and it's not fun to play with.
You just wanted to try it.
I just wanted to try it and see if it was as ridiculous in reality as it is on paper. I can definitely see it. I mean, Lasse even had the tools of taking it on.
Yeah, I don't know how I would combat that. Like, I think a Star Dragon to the face.
The Lord kills it before it gets to attack.
Yeah, I think. What's the initiative of the Lord?
6.
If I'm charged in there with a great weapon, I'm striking first.
Yeah, but your guy is not going to kill my guy.
No, probably not.
I have a 1+ armor save and a 4+ regen.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, you're not going to kill him. Statistically, and then but he's not set in stone to kill the dragon.
Yeah.
But if I'm
you only got to roll 1/6.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you charge me with only your dragon, I'm just going to issue a challenge with my champion, and you're probably going to squish him. But the unit has the war banner. There's a BSB in
war banner as well.
There's a war banner. Because the BSB has the war banner and a 1-up rerollable save. So BSB war banner, that's 2. Then the regular banner, that's 1, and then there's definitely at least 3 ranks.
Have you thought about the banner that lets you? Is it reroll your charge distance? Or is the one that makes you Swift Stride?
I have the Strider standard already.
Okay.
Usually, back in the day, you could reroll your charge distance, but you can't. That banner doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
So now I just have the Strider banner to render my unit immune to the effect of terrain. Which is because every time you fail a dangerous terrain test, 50-50 chance it's going to kill off a 40-point model. So it only has to pay for itself once, and it will do that multiple times over because it also means that the unit can go anywhere.
Yeah, that's good.
They ignore all terrain penalties. They can even march through rivers. They're like a flying missile.
So, and we talked about the God Bus, and we talked a bit about the Grail Knights and the everything else.
Yeah.
What else is in the Kingdom of Equitaine army that you like or that you think is going to be fun?
I think, to be honest, overall, I think they did a really good job at making everything a little bit interesting. I think they kind of have to rethink the way that it lends itself toward creating knightly Death Stars.
Still like that.
Yeah, because
is that just the synergies of the characters?
I think the synergy effects of putting the Talisman of Derision, the BSB has to have the +1 ward save, and the place where the +1 ward save really shines is with the Grail Knights. because they have a static 5+ ward save. So you get a guaranteed 4+ ward save. So it kind of lends itself.
How many points is that item that gives you? No, what is it? Is it a virtue that gives you?
It's a virtue that you take on the BSB that gives both him the BSB, but that's the only character who benefits from it. Him a +1 to its ward save, so he also has a Greater Vow, which means that he has a static 4+ ward save and a 1 of rerollable and a war banner. And he increases the ward save for a 12-man knight unit from 5+ to 4+, and that's huge for 75 points.
Maybe they should make it more expensive.
I just think they have to rethink it because it's adequately, it's pretty good, and it's still a viable option to bring with regular knights, but it just
Maybe it should be like a one-use only or something.
It scales so much better with the knights, with the Grail Knights. And that's why you really want, if you want to bring it, you bring it with the Grail Knights. I've made other lists and tried other lists without actually going overboard on the characters, and that works very, very well as well. Going for the well-rounded Knights of Equitaine army is still very viable, with a little bit of everything in there.
Are there any new units?
There are, well, many of the units has now gotten an overhaul, so they have a different function now.
We were talking before about there's a character that has ethereal.
Yeah, you can
basically like a green knight.
Yeah.
Just in the irregular characters. Yeah, it's not a special character anymore.
No, you can put it on your lord or your hero choice, but
it's a virtue then.
It's a virtue, yes, and and all the virtues are unique for the army, and I think that's a good one. Yeah, you can only have one of each, and all of them are pretty viable. It's just that the virtue of purity is just so much better than all of the rest, in my opinion, because it works against anything that's not infantry or swarms, and it makes him so much more killing. The other virtues are a little bit require more finesse to use. This one is like come at me, bro, against everyone.
Can you give us a few more examples of virtues? Because I've not read them at all.
No, I can do that. There are some pretty interesting ones in there, but at the same time, I think Once Bitten and the Sustainable Center they did a good job at reviewing the different ones.
How about some more combos that you like, or magic items, or anything really from the army that you just think's interesting?
I think that it's. I think it's interesting that you can actually make knights that grind now. That's what they really try to do.
With the heavy hand weapons, right?
With the heavy hand weapons. I
can see why they did it, but it's quite good.
I don't. The thing is, they are good. They got 1 point more expensive if you factor in all the cost for upgrades because the champions are no longer free. So
the lance formation is the same.
The lance formation is much better. And the lance formation now...
How does that work? Because I don't know.
No, the lance formation now means that you no longer only get to attack on the sides as you used to on the charge, but you can attack with every model in the unit.
On the charge?
On the charge. But the horses can attack now. But at the same time, you now do impact hits equivalent to the number of models you have in your front rank.
Yeah.
And the way impact hits work is that you add +1 to the strength of the impact hits for each rank you have after the first.
So if you have 15 knights or 12 knights,
let's say
you
12
get +3 strength.
Yeah.
So that's 3 strength 6.
Yes.
Ouch.
No, that's 3 strength 7. Because the horses are strength 4 base now.
What?
Yeah, so they do.
What? That's way too good.
And then,
oh my god!
And there's now also a 20-point banner which allows you to double the amount of impact hits if you're only 3 wide. So you do with a 12-man knight unit, you do 6 impact hits at strength 7 on the charge before you even begin
How many
attacking.
points?
So all you need now is a nature wizards to remove your opponent's stat class, and then you just run everything over.
Yeah, I mean it's
that's just with a unit of like Aaron.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing about that because I like.
How many points is the banner?
20.
What? Come on.
And the thing is that taking huge units of 15 knights and putting them in horde formation and putting in a couple of characters there is now also very viable because you will be making. With a regular unit, you will be making 6 impact hits at a strength 5 or 6 usually. If you can get 2 ranks in there.
I can understand it, but the horses should be strength 3 base. That's my opinion. They should be strength 3 base, and then it's not as broken.
I haven't. To be fairly honest, they're really insane on the charge. At the same time, they really do not perform in ongoing combat. So that's if you chaff them up and you countercharge them, you win. And that's the thing. That's the way it's always been, and it still is that way, even with the heavy hand weapons.
How are the peasants in this edition? Are they better? Do they get heavy hand weapons?
They do not. No. They are either armed with.
It's too heavy.
They are armed base with.
Can't pick it up.
Well, they're still shit. I mean, they're whimsical too, and no leadership. No. They got a point reduction by 1. But the halberd is now a 1-point upgrade, the spear is free.
Do you take what do you take? Additional hand weapon?
No,
Sorry, hand weapon shield.
I mean, if my models had it, I would always go with the hand weapon shield and upgrade to battle harden, giving you +1 weapon skill, meaning that you're at a 5 to hit against most regular troops.
Weapon skill 2 normally.
Yeah,
so
but
you
then,
can give weapon skill 3.
Yeah, for
And
one.
that's 1 point.
Yeah, so that makes them
That's
5 point a model. Yeah, that's all. That's perfectly alright.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
I have a Bretonian army. Maybe I'll bring them from England and make some hand weapon and shield dudes.
No, I know. I think there's been a lot of debate going on about the Knights of the Quest, about them being either too good or too bad.
What do they do now? Are they anything special?
Yeah, they
Any rules or
now have the Weapons Master special rule, and they're armed with great weapon and for some reason halberds.
what?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a random thing. And they have multiple wounds too against monsters, and also immune to psychology. And
That's fluffy.
yeah, it is very fluffy, and they're still only toughness 3 though. They did, however, gain an extra point of weapon skill, which is really huge for them.
5?
So they're now weapon skill 5, yeah, and strength 4 base also.
It's reasonable.
Yeah, it is reasonable. I'm having a difficult time because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, anything these guys do, Grail Knights will do better.
Yeah, but they're half the price.
They are 26 points of model, but the thing is that when they go to combat and let's say they want to kill something, then they choose something that's not their hand weapon. That means that they're at a armor save of 3, at a toughness of 3. So
Yeah,
they
that's
have
true.
nowhere near the survivability of the Grail Knights.
Well, the Ground Knights are just obviously the go-to choice, but I think I'm just biased because my army was like a questing knight army.
Yeah, and I love my questing knight models as well as the models that I put the most time into painting for any unit that I have at the moment. In any of my armies. But the thing is, I mean, the Grail Knights they're just better. And I know that the only reason I see for bringing questing knights rather than Grail Knights is if you want to include the trebuchets and the war machines in general.
Okay, because they compete in a rare slot.
That's good design in the perspective of internal balance actually.
Yeah.
That you can't stack up on Grail Knights and also bring the 2 trebuchets that you would normally bring.
Yeah, fair enough. So what's going to be? We've heard about your God Bus list. If you're going to write a more balanced list, just quickly, what you're going to include in it?
A little bit of everything. I've always been playing Bretonians that way. I mean, the Lord setup doesn't change because he's just too good not to bring.
Yeah,
he was the same way, Nate. He's like an auto include.
Yeah, the monster killer.
Yeah, and also cavalry killer, monstrous cavalry killer,
everything
killer, and
you're
he'll
going to
do
go for a level 4.
I'm now with the aided casting. I'm a little bit more dubious about it.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably gonna be running a level 1 and she can take the beloved upgrade. So it's 15 points, which means she loses the first in rank rule, and then I'm gonna put her into a unit of 60 peasants with spears and hide her somewhere far down the ranks, and then just save the 60 points on the level 4, keep her level 3, give her an extra spell. Get the +1 for the channeling and the dispel.
Yeah, this is what I said. This is how I said that people are going to run 1 level 3, 1 level 1.
Yeah. And I think that's also the most optimal choice because you also gain access to an extra rare slot, which allows you to fit it. The arcane slot, which allows you to fit in your scroll as well. Which, as I have experienced from playing against Jonas, who won a game based on a roll of a lot by going for Mind Razor on his Plague Monks, means basically that you can shut down a magic phase and prevent yourself from losing a game in just one go.
So how many
game, though.
how many Grail Knights are you going to use in your more regular list?
I'm probably not going to use them because I want to bring the trebuchets, and if I bring the trebuchets, I'm going to bring the 2 of them.
Okay, so you're going to go for questing knights?
Yeah, I'm actually going to try them. The thing is, they went down a little bit in my book because I thought that I thought the rules were so that if you have monstrous ranks, you also have monstrous support, but you don't. So they don't scale very well with light, which Grail Knights do.
Yeah.
And
so maybe you want to take nature or.
Yeah, but the thing about nature is you want the regrowth, the regen spell doesn't really help you a lot when you already paying for a ward save. So
fair enough.
It's for me it's very difficult. I'm probably gonna run heavens as I always have.
Okay.
Level just 2 of those.
Comet.
No, for the Comet and for the Ice Shed Blizzard, and the reroll armor saves is huge.
Yeah.
But I haven't tried out the balanced list yet. I've only tried the list with the Grail Knights in some variation.
So how many games of Knights have you played? Just 1? You play with your team. You play with your Undying
Yeah, I've been
Dynasties.
playing a lot with my Undying Dynasties because I played solely Bretonnians in 8th, and I think I played 3 games
Yeah.
of the Knights of Equitaine. So again, I don't have all that much experience with them in this edition, but they do anything they do everything they used to do. They just do it slightly better.
Yeah. Okay, so that's episode 3.
Yes.
And you guys want to say anything?
Thank you for listening.
And yeah, if you want to contact us, you can get me on the 9th Age forum at Henry P. Miller. And you can email. Actually, the podcast has an email. Did you know?
I did not know.
Okay, it's ammertimedk@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you have any questions or something that you would like us to talk about and hear our thoughts about a subject, as always, you can find my lists through my profile on the 9th forum list if you are looking for some Skaven inspiration. And I'll always try to answer any questions that you might have about my list, so feel free to write me if you want to.
And if you want to look at pictures from the battle report with the God Boss I had against Lasse, you can find it in the Knights of Equitaine subforum under Army List Construction, or just search the forum for the God Boss.
The God Boss.
The God Boss.
What do you think the episode title should be? I'm thinking In Your Pants.